Is anybody else afraid to be their true self? Like the what if thoughts like flood in and you sit there and you wonder, it's like, what if they don't like me? You know, what if I'll get rejected or well, I'm here to tell you right now to stop all that. What's up guys? It's Epic here. Today I wanted to talk about something deep. Mainly because it's been on my mind recently, and I can really relate to this one, like a lot. Just be yourself. And a lot of y'all are probably gonna like facepalm and be like, okay, that's such bullshit advice. No, I'm being dead serious. And I know it's super cheesy, because you always hear it. It's like, oh, just be yourself, you know, just be. No. Okay. My whole life, I'm going to talk about me for a second, and then I think I'll get what I'm trying to say. The just be yourself advice, it's good, but it's also bullshit for someone who's self-conscious. My whole life, I have always been very, very self-conscious. I've never had confidence in myself. I've never liked who I was. I always would try to fit in, because I just didn't know why people didn't like me. You know, I was always the weird kid, you know, always the weird kid, who was always alone, sitting in, like, you know, by himself. I had friends, of course, but I didn't understand why people didn't like me and they thought I was weird and stuff. And as I've gotten older and have been isolated with just me and myself, I've learned to, and I'm kind of cringing saying this right now, I've learned to almost love myself, and it's weird as shit, because I think I've just come to terms, I've spent so much time with myself alone that I've learned to accept that, okay, this is me, you know, like this is who I am. This is what I like. You know, let me give a few things that represent me as a whole. I like Bo2 Zombies. I like making YouTube videos. I'm a creative person. I like building props and stuff. I like, you know, movies, TV, you know, stuff like that. I like the gym, you know. I think what I'm trying to say is, who gives a shit if anybody likes you? And I know that's probably like, y'all are probably like scratching your head wondering like, well, what do you mean by that? Because, you know, I know a lot of y'all are probably lonely. Y'all want, you know, you want futures with someone, you want a girlfriend, you want a boyfriend, you want connection with people. And I'm not saying don't, you know, connect with people. I'm saying get to know yourself first. You know what I mean? Get to know who you really are. Take a step back from everything and just be with yourself for a little bit. And really learn about yourself, and just don't give a shit about what other people think. Like, I talked about this a little bit in the other video I made. Just don't, it's not their life. You know, you're not living their life. It's your fucking life. You're gonna do what you want to do. It's your life. And no one can tell you what to do otherwise. Now, I'm not saying go do some unhealthy habits like doing drugs or partying every single night, or just, you know, being self-destructive and whatnot. I'm saying do some like soul searching, you know what I mean? Like, find what makes you feel alive and what makes you feel happy and content with yourself. For me, it's making videos, and it's playing video games, and it's, you know, it's listening to music and trying to make music, even though I suck at it. Stuff like that. You know, find what you love to do, and if people criticize you for it, who gives a fuck? And I'm gonna say that right now, like freaking nail to pin to nail, like, do not give a fuck. Who cares if if you like, I know people who like those collectible, I think they're called poppets or whatever they're called, or something like that. They like collecting them, and people make fun of them for liking that shit. I don't give a, like what, who fucking cares? If you like it, do it. If you like anime and you like, you know, Pokemon cards, or you like, I don't know, if you like building cars, or if you like reading or doing whatever the fuck it is that you like, if you like taking on meditation practices, do what the fuck you want. Who gives a shit? Okay? All right, like, now that I got that off my chest, just don't give a shit about what people think, guys, is what I'm trying to say, because it'll destroy you. But back to a fear on being yourself. You don't need to be afraid to be yourself. You don't need to live in fear and put on this character that you don't have to pretend, is what I'm trying to say. You don't have to pretend. It breaks my heart, because I can see it in so many people that they're not being themselves. It's obvious. It's obvious. It's very obvious. And I've even had people, and I'm being so serious right now, I've even had people come up to me and be like, Caden, I haven't really been myself recently. And I'm like, no shit, bro. I can see it. I feel the freaking, I don't know, I can just feel the way you feel. You know, I don't know. I'm very good about that, but you don't need to be afraid to be yourself. Because at the end of the day, you need to be happy, okay? You need to be happy, and you need to be content with yourself, and you need to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, you're gonna be miserable. You really are. And I'm not saying like gloat yourself or anything, or be like, act like you're better than anybody else. I'm just saying, like, just be humble in yourself, and just be humble in your abilities, and just be humble, okay? Be humble. I have always been afraid to be my true self, because in the past I've been made fun of for the things I like, whatever the hell it may be, video games, being quote unquote weird, and I don't know why, but at the end of the day, it doesn't bother me, because I like what I like, and I'm not gonna change. You don't need to change for someone, you know? If you're having to change for someone, and for them to like you, you have to change, you shouldn't be around those people, guys. If you're having to change yourself to be around someone and be likable around someone, you shouldn't be around that person. And that person is not meant for you. They're on a whole another path that you should not embark on, because they don't accept you for who you are. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know you personally, but I accept you. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. I accept you, because you're my viewer, and I support you guys. I support you, because I've been there, man. I've been there, done that already thousands of times. So I get it. Let me tell you all a story of one time I didn't feel accepted. And it's a bit of a personal one, but I'm going to talk about it. A lot of y'all know that I had a bit of a problem. I had a drug problem, and I was very self-destructive, and I was very impulsive, and just it was bad. It was really bad. Well, one day I got invited to go to a party. I usually never get invited to parties. I am a freaking introvert, my guys. Like, I don't talk to many people. The only people I really talk to is people who I'm really close to. Close friends, my family, and my girlfriend. That's it. That's the only people I talk to. And I like it that way. I like it that way. Because it makes me happy, you know? But I got invited to this party, and, you know, I got invited, and people, there was people there that were nothing like me, and they made me feel, I guess, like they're better than me, because it was like I guess you could say like one of those stereotypical, like, oh, it's one of the popular kids or popular people, you know, just being around people that are just, I guess, higher social class, which I think that in itself is just egotistical as fucking bullshit. So I don't really agree with it. But I think I'll know what I mean. Anyways, they were trying to pressure me into doing something I didn't want to do. And they were like making fun of me, and they were, you know, calling me a bitch and roasting me, and just being really ugly about me, trying to peer pressure me, basically. And I was like, dude, why? Like, I'm not even kidding you guys. I left the party. I was like, look, I'm not dealing with this. I'm going home. Like, I don't, like, what am I doing? Why am I wasting my time with you people that y'all don't even accept me for my decisions and who I am? Because I was sitting there talking about, you know, the newest video game out. I think Elden Ring came out at the time, and I was like talking about Elden Ring, and nobody was interested. Everybody was interested in like the Super Bowl and football and all this shit. And I was just not interested in that, because I'm just not into that kind of stuff. But it's just, they made me feel like I was a weirdo. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I went home, and I'm not even kidding you, I had the best time of my life at home playing Call of Duty with my friends, dude. So yeah, that was a good decision on my part, because screw that. I'm not going to be in somewhere where I feel insignificant and uninvited, you know, and just, you know what I mean. But I think the point I'm trying to make, guys, is just be yourself, okay? Don't be afraid to be who you really are, because at the end of the day, it's, like I said, it ties into the other video I made. It's your life, okay? It's your life, and I want y'all to live it to the best of your abilities. And to the people commenting on my video saying that like y'all are gonna repay me and shit, guys, let me say this right now. I don't expect anything in return. Like, there was a guy who commented in my last video. Shout out to you, dude. You're awesome. I appreciate the support and stuff. He commented on my video, and he said, like, when I make it in the music industry, I'm gonna repay you, I promise. I'm like, dude, you don't gotta repay me. At the end of the day, I'm not doing this for me, you know what I mean? I'm doing it because I want to help people realize that they matter more than they feel. Because I'm trying to reach people who need support, and they just need to hear these kind of things, because sometimes people don't know how to get it out, and I'm trying my hardest to get it out. Anyways, yeah, I don't y'all don't have to repay me. Y'all don't have to repay me. I don't expect that. Like, it's not who I am. I'm the type of person who is honestly, I'm the type of guy who if you offer me money, like I'm probably gonna hand it right back to you. You know what I mean? I probably won't even take it in the first place. You'll have to like hold my hand out and then just, you know what I mean? And just like put the freaking money in my hand, because I ain't doing that shit. And then even then I'm gonna put it right back. So like, funny story, my friend Alex, he was trying to buy me the black cell for Call of Duty one year, and I wouldn't let him buy it for I wouldn't let him buy it for me. He kept sending me the money, and I was like, no, dude, I'm sending it back. I kept sending the money back. So, I kept sending the freaking money back like I think it was like 3 or 4 times or something. It was funny. But yeah, I just want y'all to know, just don't be afraid to be yourself, guys. That's the message of today's video. If y'all did enjoy, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, I am sponsored by Dubby. So if y'all want to get any of their energy drink / gaming formula stuff, use my code EPICM16 at checkout for, I think it's like 15% off or something like that, which that's pretty cool. I might be wrong. I think it's either 10 or 15, something like that. But if that does interest you at all, use my code. You get 10% off, and it helps me out. I love you guys. I hope y'all all have a wonderful, good rest of your day or night. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Later, y'all.